morning guys, welcome to the next vlog in the series. I think this is vlog 7, vlog 5, 6, 7, can't remember now, but it'll be on the screen. And can you say hello? Say hello. Can you say hello, Layla?
5, 6, 4, 5.
Are you trying to count? Can you count your fingers?
5.
Can you go start from 1? Can you count from 1? You're going to count out loud?
3, 6, 5, 6.
Can you go 1, 2? Can you count? Can you do it? What's this one? What's first?
Mom.
Then? What's after 1? 1.
2.
Then?
2.
2.
3.
Then? 4.
4.
And finally? 5. Good girl. She can actually count from 1 to 5 completely on her own without any prompting, but never when I ask her to. Only when she chooses to. If I ask her to count from 1 to 5, I have to prompt her. I'm not sure what that's all about. Anyway, today is Tuesday the 23rd. Is he climbing up? Okay. Today is Tuesday, I think it's the 23rd, or is it? Yeah, it must be the 23rd, right?
Oh.
I think so. Anyway, I'm so not with it today. Okay, you gonna go get the birdie? Okay. Can you say bye to the camera?
Bye-bye.
Good girl. Go get the birdie. Play with the cats. It is Tuesday morning. I have 23rd. Yes, I was right. I haven't taken Layla to nursery yet. It's a bit early still. I'm gonna leave in 10 minutes or so. And then, and yeah, we've been doing pretty well so far without Perry around. It's been pretty easy. He understands the concept that he's not here now, so it's a little bit easier. And yeah, my brother decided to stay last night as well. Yeah, Daddy's working outside, isn't he? He's gone to America. Yeah. And yes, my brother decided to stay last night on a whim. So yeah, he'll be off this morning, and I've got to get on with work. And this little one is off to nursery. Oh, are you making noises?
Yes.
Cool. She's playing with one of the cat toys and like rattling it against the side of the fan that I brought upstairs. It is so hot.
Cat toys.
Yeah, cat toys. This week we are set to have like a blisteringly hot week. It's already been really hot and humid. The windows are steaming up, and it's gonna start getting uncomfortable. I think Thursday we're due to get up to like 37 centigrade. No idea what that is in Fahrenheit. Like somewhere in the high 90s, I'm gonna assume. Whatever it is, it's hot. I'm just checking really quickly. But yeah, so my trusty fan here is probably going to be following me around the house today, just because it is so freaking hot. Yeah, 99 Fahrenheit is 37, so that's what we're getting towards the end of the week, and it sounds absolutely miserable. We got temperatures like that back when we lived in Dubai, and definitely something I don't miss about living in the Middle East is how hot it got. Yeah? You don't remember that, you weren't there. Alright, I'm going to leave you guys there, and I'll be back later. I've got some applying to do today, and I've got some like actual work to do today as well, which I'll be getting on with, and yeah, potentially finally getting around to starting my very first sock spin, which is really exciting. Hey, is that exciting? Oh, God. Is Mummy being silly? Is Mummy being silly?
No.
Okay, chat to you later. guys, so it's a little bit later now. I thought I'd check in. I've been trying to get some work done today, but my computer is being very slow right now. So while I'm waiting for it to process some stuff, I thought I would sit down and start prepping my next spin. I did actually have some other fibre picked out for the next spin, but I've decided to go for this instead. So this is actually a braid of fibre by Into the World. It is Corridale. I picked this up at Rhinebeck last year. So it's actually the second. I only picked up 2 bits of fibre from Rhinebeck last year from Into the World, both of them. And the other one was a bat, which I spun way early in my spinning journey. One of the first things I spun actually, and I knit a hot water bottle cover out of it. And yeah, so that was back in December time last year, and I would have included that in the Vlogmas videos back then. So yeah, and I thought I'm going to be going to Rhinebeck this year, so I'll have an opportunity to get more fibre whilst I'm there. Actually, I think the majority of the things that I will be looking for at Rhinebeck this year will be fibre rather than yarn this time, which would be really exciting. It opens up a whole new world of opportunities and things to look at. But ahead of that, I wanted to spin this up, so I'm just going to sit down and prep it. I think what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to try and spin it fine and spin 4 sock yarn and do a chain ply with it. So I'm just going to strip it down into thin strips and then just spin them end to end and just do a chain ply at the end of it. I'm not worrying about colour management. I'm just going to let it be some fun variegation, and yeah, because I really like these colours together. So yeah, so I'm just going to pop you up on the shelf while I do this. So there we go. Look how beautiful these colours are. The lighting in here is not the best, but I'm pretty sure you get a good idea of how beautiful this is. Stunning. I love these colours. This is the Scissors Lizard Spock colourway from Into the World. Okay, let's see. There we go. The right hand from the get-go, which is always nice. This Corridale is quite a soft Corridale. I think with Corridale it can differ depending on the fleece, how soft or coarse the fibre is. This one is fairly soft, and yeah, really fun. I'm trying to see if there's a repeat in here. I think that's the middle. Nope. Doesn't appear to be a repeat. No, you can see it's all very different. So yeah, I'm just going to split this down into strips, and I'll probably split it in half lengthwise, just in the middle here, just to make it a little bit more manageable to handle the pieces. And because I'm not worrying about colour management, I'm not going to worry too much about it. And yeah, so I'm just going to crack on with that. So the other thing I wanted to show you guys really quickly with splitting the top into strips, I've done half of it already, but a really easy thing to do is you want to find the seam in the top. So the way the top is made is there's lots of like strips of fibre are I guess attenuated together into this top, and they're kind of like curled in on themselves. So you just need to find like the seam. You can see that line down there, and right there you can open it up, and then it becomes much easier to strip it down, because then you can see all these different natural seams showing up where the fibre naturally splits into different strips, and then you can even strip those down further. So so yeah, I just wanted to show you that little tip if you weren't aware that all you have to do, find another patch, you look at it, you can see it forms like a natural seam. You look around the whole thing, and then you find the bit where there's this natural seam forming, and you can unroll it essentially, and you get a flat bit of top, and at that point you can split it into different sections. Anyway, just wanted to pop in and show you guys that if you weren't aware that was something that you can do. Okay, so I'm back. In all honesty, I've just been so busy today. It is gone 4:30, so I have about 45 minutes, maybe less, before I need to go pick up Layla.
But I've been busy getting a lot of stuff done today. I've edited and uploaded the weekend's vlog. I've got a bunch of work stuff done. Tuesdays are generally kind of like my admin day, where I catch up with all the bits that I've not been able to deal with over the weekend. And but yeah, it's been good, it's been productive. And I've also prepped the next braid I'm going to spin. I show you like this. It's really cute little tray of fibery bits. So this was that braid of Into the Wild Corridor, and yeah, just split it up, stripped it down into lots of little bundles of fun, and I'm just going to spin them all onto one bobbin, and then I'm going to chain ply it, and hopefully we will get a sock weight kind of yarn out of it. I'm gonna go with a cross lace this time to get a nice fine even yarn, and yeah, we will see how this goes. Hi guys, I hope you can hear me okay. I have the fan running. It is so hot today, it is actually unreal. Today is Wednesday the 24th of July. I am a hot sweaty mess. I've been trying to plug in this fan for the last like 10 minutes and it kept tripping the fuse. So I was running up and down the stairs, flipping the fuse back on, only to find it switched. Anyway, it's sorted. The fan is now working. I am dying of the heat right now. It is crazy. You see how hot it is. It's supposed to get up to like 37 this week, which is absolutely ridiculous. That's like 99 Fahrenheit. It's apparently currently 28. It's far too hot for me. I did not deal well with this. Humidity is through the roof and it is just sweltering right now in this house. Thankfully with our setup, with our bedrooms being downstairs, it means they stay nice and cool. So they're actually not too bad to sleep in at night, which is nice. Even with the humidity being what it is. Okay, so I have a few things I've been getting on with this morning. It's a little bit later than I usually check in. It's almost midday, but I do have some stuff I need to do that I can finally share with you. I've been working this morning, so I've got some yarn I need to wind, quite a lot of yarn that needs to be wound, and I have some skeins that are finished drying. I'll just grab them here. Some handspun that's dried that I need to measure, and I had a few people comment asking how I measure my handspun to check for like the finished yardage, so I thought I'd show you that process as well. Those are the two main things I need to do right now, and then I need to keep working on a new sweater pattern, which I'm almost at the sleeve separation. It's a top down sweater, and I finished the colour work section, so now I just need to get to the sleeve separation, and then I can try it on and see how it fits, because that's kind of important before I start writing it up to make sure that it's looking right. And then looking at my list of things I need to do. I need to draw some prize winners for the handspun giveaway. That I still haven't done that yet. I meant to do that last week and I still haven't got around to it. So I'm hoping to do that today. And then I also want to film a podcast, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen today or tomorrow at this rate. But again, it will just be knitting only, because I'm doing all these spinning vlogs. You're seeing a lot of my spinning content now, and yeah, so I think those are the main things. I'm just looking, I've got my never-ending to-do list here, so I have a few other little things that I need to do, but those are the main things. I'm thinking for next year, I'm just thinking at the moment, I'm thinking I might take a break from doing pattern clubs, or at least in the way that I've been doing them so far. I might switch it up a bit and do it slightly differently, whereas kind of like do kind of like a club, so each pattern is still a mystery, but they are available for individual purchase straight away, or you can get them cheaper as an ebook sort of thing. So kind of like how it is now, but rather than having to wait for like a certain period of time after the club's been published to get the patterns individually, you can get them individually at the same time. I feel like that might maybe open it up to more people who don't necessarily want to pay for like 4 or 5 patterns, but might want 1 or 2 of them and to join in. So I don't know, I'm just thinking about that, wondering what you guys think. Or would you rather I just published patterns in like collections or sets or something instead of doing clubs? I'm just curious as to your thoughts. I'm just trying to plan a little bit for next year. I've got quite a few patterns coming out later this year. The summer months have been kind of slow right now in terms of like patterns and stuff like that. I'm working on stuff for the coming season, and so it's just a tape measure. I'm squidging around in my hand fiddling, and yeah, so anyway, just some thoughts I had going around in my head. I'd like to get some feedback on, rather informal really. I might do some polls and stuff on Instagram at some point, but right now I'm just sort of mulling over some ideas. I do have an idea for a collection that I want to release later this year, which is kind of like a gift knits collection. So simple, quick knits, still have that like wow factor to them. They're not just like plain knit items. They have some patterns and textures and something to them, but they are still quite quick to knit up, so they'll be great for gift knitting for the coming holiday seasons and stuff. So yeah, I'm thinking of doing that just as like a general ebook sort of collection, or to be published at once, or maybe to be published in stages but not as a club. So I don't know, I'm mulling over ideas is essentially what I'm trying to say, and I am wondering what you guys think, and if you guys have any suggestions and thoughts on any of those. Alright, I'm going to crack on with measuring these skeins. I'm going to change my setup a little bit so I can show you what I'm doing. I hope you can hear me above the fan, and I hope it's not really annoying, but honestly right now I'm not going to survive without it. So apologies if you don't like it, but that's what it's going to be like. So hopefully you can see what I'm showing you here. So I have 4 different skeins of handspun here. So this was the Rambouillet from the Shepherd's Hut. This was just some merino fibre that I was playing around with, and I did like a chain ply with an extra strand held with it to make like a 4-ply yarn. Sorry, this chain ply is still pretty kinked up. There you go. I thought I'd quickly show you what this looks like now that it's been washed and dried. It was an interesting experience spinning this. Well, plying it really. The plying was the main bit, and I think what I might do in the future is I might do a separate video showing how I did this, For anyone who's interested, you can really see it here in this yellow section with the red as the 4th ply. It was a really fun technique, and I can definitely see it being a fun thing to try out and play around with a bit more. Especially with something like a sock yarn, maybe it'd be quite fun because you can get do a little bit more in terms of like colour play with it in that regard. And the rambouillet, as I always knew it would be, has puffed up beautifully after washing. It's definitely more of a sport weight now. It is such a bouncy, squishy fibre. I love it. I really love spinning rambouillet. And this is the skein that my mum spun. And I fulled this one a little bit to give it a bit more strength in the singles. Turned out really well. Really happy with that one. And finally we have, this is the alpaca sea-cell silk that I spun up recently. There we go. And this is not puffed up at all, which I wasn't expecting it to. It's a very drapey yarn. Like you can see how that drapes. It's a very drapey yarn compared to the rambouillet, which is very much doesn't drape as much. You'll see when I skein them up what I mean. I just want to show you how I measure my skeins once they're dried, and this is quite a good one because it's quite it just lays flat. It doesn't have any more kinks in it. So just take a tape measure. I just have a tape one here. I don't have a retractable one on me right now. So all you do is just you lay out your skein and measure it. So this is 35 inches, so I double that, 70 inches around for the loop, and then I multiply that by the number of strands in the skein, and then I just use my calculator on my phone to figure out how many meters and yards that would be. I have a converter app, so I just multiply 70 inches, which is the loop, times the number of strands, and then it automatically spits out the number of like meters and yards and stuff it is. Or essentially what you do, if you just have a calculator, that will just give you the number of inches, and then I can't remember how many inches is it in a meter or in a yard. I think it's like 36 inches in a yard, so you could just divide the number you get by multiplying the loop length by the number of strands, divide that by 36, and that should give you how many yards you have. And you can do the same thing but with meters if you want to go metric. Hey Hugo, you can say hi. The other way that I do it is I will hold it from one of the ties, put the tape measure on, and then just go around the loop holding it against the yarn until I get back to the original point where I started. Now my tape measure is only 60 inches, which is fine. So just put my thumb there and then come back. I mean, doing it this way got me 71 inches around versus the 70 inches I got by just laying it flat. So not that much of a difference. It's totally up to you. When you lay it flat, you probably do lose a little bit of yardage from the edges where your skein is turning. What are you doing, Hugo? Huh? No one wants to see your bum. Yeah? You gonna move? I put this one down as being 71 inches. Oh my goodness, you guys, it is absolutely sweltering today. It is so hot. I've barely cooled down at all day. I've just been hot all day and it's been really, really frustrating. I've not even wanted to touch fibre today. It's been so bad. I've been doing some knitting, so that's good. Been productive. Got quite a bit of work done, which is always a good bonus, but I have not wanted to go anywhere near my wheel today, which is quite sad because I really want to get to spinning. I want to finish spinning that braid,
but it'll have to wait till a bit later, I think. I might do a little bit of spinning, might have to move my setup to somewhere else where it's a bit cooler and put the fan right next to me. I can't be dealing with this heat. This is just too much. Not fun at all. Morning guys, so today is Thursday the 25th of July and yes, well, as it turns out I was planning on recording a podcast today and I was planning on doing some spinning outside on the balcony today, but plans have been slightly...
I didn't catch that.
Go away. Siri. I wasn't counting on the fact that scaffolding was going up today. We're getting the whole building repainted, and so the scaffolding is going up today for the painting to start next week. So it's a bit noisy outside and it's a bit noisy with the windows open. So I've closed the windows right now just to do this little intro for you guys. And yeah, so unfortunately no podcast and no spinning on the balcony today, which is really annoying. I was really hoping for that, but anyway, today is supposed to be the hottest day of the year, potentially even the hottest day in July on record in the UK. So I will try and survive in this heat. It is actually not too bad right now, but I can already tell it's going to get a lot hotter really quickly. It's not even 10 AM yet and it's really hot. So last night I finished spinning the singles on this bobbin, and today we will be chain plying it. Focus, there we go. I'm backlit at the moment. I need to turn my setup around so I'm facing the windows, but you get the idea. And yeah, so I'm going to be chain plying this today, and I'm going to do that now actually before I go downstairs to do some work, because it's still bearable to be up here right now, and I know in an hour or two it's gonna get absolutely unbearably hot up here. So then I'll go downstairs and I will crack on with some work. I did do a bit of work this morning before deciding to do this, but yeah, I think I'm gonna do some plying right now. I'm kind of feeling a little bit out of sorts, not entirely sure where to begin, so just gonna take some time to do something I want to do and then crack on with the work that I have to do. Alright, I will get my setup rearranged and you'll get to see the plying, I guess.
I'm starting to wilt. Oh geez, it is getting so hot now. I have finished spinning and finished plying it and winding it off. I have about pre-washing 366 yards, or 340 something meters. This is a little bit thicker than I actually intended. It's 116 grams, so it was a 4-ounce braid. It ended up being a little bit thicker in parts than I had hoped for. Possibly, I say possibly, I know it's because I was not concentrating as much on it as I should have done, and to maintain, like, to try and keep a consistent thickness throughout. I mean, it's fairly consistent, to be fair. Like, it is fairly consistent. There's not lots of like super thick and super thin bits. It's still all pretty much a fingering weight. I think some areas it might go up to a sport weight. I definitely know the last end of the bobbin, also basically the first bit that I started plying, was noticeably thicker than the beginning of the bobbin when I first started spinning it. And I think that's got a lot to do with the weather. It just felt too hot and I was trying to finish it. So but having said that, these are still going to be a pair of socks. I still have plenty of yardage in here for a pair of socks, even with a bit of shrinkage with washing. I rarely use more than 300 meters of yarn for a pair of socks for myself. And I was planning on doing contrasting heels for this anyway. So I'm pretty sure I have enough for a decent pair of socks, like full length, normal size pair of socks for myself. And so I'm really excited. I'm going to go wash this in a minute and then hang it up, and it'll probably be dry before the day's over, because it's so hot outside. I know this whole vlog is probably just going to be me complaining about the weather, but I live in the UK. I am British. This is what we do. We complain about the weather. It's kind of part of being in the UK. So camera shaking, sorry. So I've been hiding away down here for the last few hours because it has been so warm upstairs. I can't even stand it. I had to go on the balcony for about 5 seconds to hang up some laundry I did. I thought, well, since the weather's this hot, I might as well make the most of it and hang my laundry outside. And the skein of yarn that I finished and washed earlier is almost dry. It's actually, for the most part, it's dry. It's just a little bit damp in one spot. So that's probably dry by now, to be honest, because that was a while ago. But I quickly wanted to show you my next spin. So this, actually, I haven't even shown this on the podcast yet because I got it during Tour De Fleece and I haven't podcasted yet. At this rate, I'm going to podcast next week. So apologies, it will have been like a month since I last podcasted, and I have a surprising lack of knitting to show you, but my secret sweater that I'm knitting on, by the time I podcast, I will be able to show you. So that's fun. Anyway, and then obviously I'll also be able to talk to you about the next or the last pattern in the Minilicious Pattern Club, because that will be coming out at the end of next week as well. So that's kind of why I decided to delay it, because then I can include all of that in a podcast as well. Anyway, next spin. This lovely bundle of loveliness. This was a gift actually from my friend Jo, who visited last week, and it's fibre by Babel's Travelling Yarns, and who is Grace, who's also a friend of mine. And this is her Floofy Bloops, which is what she calls her fibre, in the Calypso colourway, and it's 100% British grown wool. It's not a specific breed, it's just a mix of British breeds, so it's a little bit coarser, but it's actually really good, like first time spinning fibre. Thinking about it now, I'm wondering if I should save this for my mum because she really enjoyed spinning when she was here, and I'm starting to wonder maybe I should save this for her. I mean, I have plenty of fibre for her to play with, so not really an issue. And I'm also going to Five Reese this weekend. I keep meaning to mention this on the podcast, on the vlogs, but I keep forgetting. I'm going to be going to Five Reese this weekend, and we're actually going to go on Sunday, so the day after Tour De Fleece ends. Tour De Fleece ends on Saturday, is the last day, and we're actually going to head up to London on Saturday, and then on Sunday we're going to go up to Five Reese. So I'm really looking forward to that. Sorry, I just found a twig or something sticking out, so I'm just picking that out of the fibre now. So yeah, I haven't been in a few years, and the last time I went to Five Reese was also my first time at Five Reese, and I was still early days pregnant with Layla back then, so no one knew I was pregnant at the time when I went. So it'd be really nice to go back, and Perry and Layla are going to be coming with me, so I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing many of the UK based fibre producers and dyers, and like yarn dyers as well as fibre producers, but there's going to be a lot of people who dye fibre who are going to be vending there, who I'm looking forward to meeting and purchasing some fibre while I'm there. I'm not specifically looking for yarn this time, although if I see something I like I will probably pick it up, but we shall see. Because Perry's with me as well, I'll ask him to keep an eye out. If there's anything that he likes for me to make him socks or something with, then he can let me know as well. But I'm just gonna undo this and prep it. I think what I'm gonna do with this particular fibre is I'm gonna do a quick thick and thin sort of spin and then do a spiral ply, which I think would be quite fun. I'm just going to apply it back on itself. I'm not going to apply it with a thread or something else. So just going to find where this sort of opens up. Here we go, you can sort of see the little seam running down there. And I'm just going to open it up. You can see the natural ridges in the fibre where you can easily separate it out into smaller strips. So I'm just going to strip this down into strips. I'll do the same with the other half. I'm going to keep the halves separated this time because I'm going to be doing them onto 2 separate bobbins and then spiral applying them together. Hello Hugo and Derek. Oh, you boys, how you doing? Alright, so I finished these socks today and they have been soaking. I'm going to hang them up or put them out to dry and water the tomatoes while we're at it. Handspun is dry. This pillowcase is also dry. I hung this up like an hour ago. It's already dried. Alright, so socks I'm gonna lay here. Just gonna leave the socks to dry out on the balcony table. Time to water the tomatoes. Oh, hello Hugo. Come out to investigate, have you? Hugo, stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Don't eat the tomato plants! Stop it, buddy. Come on, let's go inside. Go inside. Alright, so this is the finished and dried yarn. Looks pretty good. Pretty happy with it. Still looks like a pretty decent fingering weight for the most part. Certain bits a bit more sport weightish, but it looks good. Is he supposed to be on the table?
Yes.
Really? Is Hugo supposed to be on the table?
Yes. What's that?
That's a scale. You weigh things with it.
Mummy's got that.
Yeah, Mummy uses it. Well done.
Oh, get down.
Yeah, Hugo got down. Well done. And Derek is sleeping.
He wake up.
You want him to wake up? Well, leave him alone. He's tired. It's been a hot day. We're all tired. You having fun in the bath?
Froggy there.
Oh, it's the froggy.
Go bed.
Has he gone to bed?
Froggy. Where's Froggy?
I don't know. Where is he? What happened?
Oh no. Mom, I bet it.
Did you break it?
Yes.
It's okay.
I bet it. Oh.
Layla, what did you do at nursery today?
No. What dancing?
Did you do dancing?
Yeah.
Who did you play with?
covered with sand?
Yeah.
And did you play with water? Did you play with water?
Sack. A sack.
And you had a snack?
Yes.
Oh, wow. And what else did you get up to?
Bed. A bed. Nessie, get a bed. Nessie.
And you went to bed in nursery, you had a nap?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you eat lots of yummy food? Yeah. Was it hot today?
Yes.
You guys, the heat has finally broken. It is nice and breezy outside. There's a nice breeze. The rain is finished, or stopped for now at least. It's just like the air is feeling cool again. It's not muggy anymore. It's not humid. It feels so nice. Okay. My little rant about the weather now is probably going to be over. I have a bunch of things to tidy up around the house. Perry gets home really late tomorrow night, like probably after midnight, but I've got Layla all day tomorrow, so I don't know how much cleaning I'm really going to be able to do during the day. Plus I need to put the recycling and bins out tonight. So fun times. I'm going to go do the housework and then I will check back in with you guys when I sit down to do some spinning. So I sat down to spin. I spun half the fibre, so a whole bobbin, and then I remembered I was supposed to do this. Oh, okay, that freaked me out. Just a fly. Getting late. I'm tired. I'm all hot and flustered. It's like I was saying, I spun a whole bobbin, and then I realised I was supposed to spin it thick and thin, and I didn't do that. I spun it thick, like thicker than I normally do. So it'll probably, oh jeez, sorry, this is a really big like housefly just buzzing around being really annoying. Okay, I'm in the kitchen now, hopefully away from that housefly, to say that I've spun this thicker than I normally do. So this will probably ply up to be more like a DK worsted weight, which is fine, like that's kind of what I wanted for this anyway. But I'd hoped to do a spiral ply, and I might still do a spiral ply, it just won't be a thick and thin like with beehives sort of spiral ply, but we'll see. I'll see how I feel once I do the other half, which I'll probably do tomorrow. And I am gonna go to bed. I'm gonna end this vlog here, so there'll be one more vlog in the Tour De Fleece series for the next 2 days, which is the last 2 days of Tour De Fleece. And then I will also be vlogging Fibre East when I go on Sunday. And then next week I'll be doing a podcast, and I will be filming like a roundup video for Tour De Fleece and going through everything that I finished. Because I realised I probably didn't go into a whole lot of detail about some of the finished spins. So I wanted to sort of do like a sit down video where I go in detail through each thing that I spun, go through the yardages, how I spun it, all that sort of detail in that video. So quite a few videos coming up over the next week. The Tour De Fleece, the last vlog, and the Fibre East video probably won't be coming out till early to mid next week, just because I'm going to be up in London over the weekend, so there won't be any editing on the days that I'm not here. And yeah, so gonna be quite a few videos next week, I think. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye.